Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Jax. I'm a nutritionist with a degree in psychology, which is actually quite hilarious considering the circumstances, and I am in recovery from a 15-year struggle with anorexia. And what I do is I bring you guys with me through my recovery journey, documenting each step by step. I know I've still got a long way to go, but I love doing it together because it can be a lonely, scary, dark place, and it's just amazing when we get to share the journey. We feel less alone, it feels easier, we feel less batshit crazy when we know someone else is going through the exact same thing. Now, I have gotten so many questions from you guys all about the Minnie Maud method, so I'm answering all of your questions from hair fall, like rapid hair fall, to the rapid weight gain, to the actual changes in your body, to why you have joint pain, exactly how much you should be eating, how long it takes, everything like that. All of your questions I get into, so I'm so excited. Let's do it. Okay, so straight away, Minnie Maud. I'm pretty sure if you guys clicked on this video, you have a rough idea of what it is. But a lot of people have actually read like just a tiny snippet of what the Minnie Maud is supposed to be, or you guys get the wrong idea, which is also what I see in a lot of explanation videos. So if someone is just explaining it from a point of someone that's gone through the Minnie Maud, that's great and that's amazing. But unless you're an actual professional or nutritionist in the area, then you're missing a big piece of the information, which didn't surprise me considering all the questions I had from you guys. So basically, Minnie Maud, a lot of you know it's based on a starvation experiment from Minnesota. And okay, this is like the fundamental of the Minnie Maud that I feel like everyone gets confused with. Now, it's about minimum guidelines. So a lot of you will say to me, but Jax, I'm eating the 3,000 calories a day and I'm still hungry. What the Minnie Maud is it's pretty much what a normal person would eat to maintain their weight, a normal person with a regular metabolism that has never restricted, never had problems with food, anything like that. You'll see they eat roughly between 2,500 calories and 3,000 calories. Now, if you're under the age of 25 and you're a female, then usually you will be placed on 3,000 and above. It's very much depending on your height and weight, which should actually be done through a healthcare provider or a professional. If you are over the age of 25, then you would more likely be between 2,700 and 3,000 calories. But my friends, that is a minimum guideline. That means that is the least amount of food you need to take in during that day. Those of you who panic and are like, but I'm still so hungry. Yeah, that means it's working. You're supposed to be hungrier than 3,000. 3,000 just means do not dip below 3,000. That's the whole point. A lot of people think, no, maximum, I need exactly 3,000 a day for the Minnie Maud to work. No. Because if you stay at the exact requirements and don't honor your hunger, then you're in a quasi state of recovery. You're only eating enough just to probably weight restore, but not to actually heal the body. The whole point of extreme hunger is your body needs the extra calories to actually heal. Now, where's my questions? I got loads of questions right here on my phone. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, let's start from the bottom. Okay, can you try the Minnie Maud if you are weight restored? Now my friends, going on the Minnie Maud has nothing to do with your actual weight. You can be weight restored in complete quasi recovery with all the same internal damage from your eating disorder. Weight restored doesn't mean you've actually fixed any of the damage inside your body, any metabolic damage, anything like that, because you're only eating the required amount. You have to actually go into the extreme hunger phase to be able to heal your body. So when that extreme hunger kicks in, you know your body's actually accepting the Minnie Maud method. So that is actually an amazing place to be. So if you're weight restored, yes, if you have any history of binging and restricting, even if you have binge eating disorder, Minnie Maud is for you. We're gonna get into binges for a second. Okay, how can I go about this if calorie counting of any form is a huge trigger, even of a minimum? That's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question. Like, I sound really weird, I know. But basically, if you have a problem with calorie counting, I do recommend that you create a set meal plan. But my advice to people, and my advice with a lot of clients that I work with, my advice with myself even, because I know how obsessive I can get about calorie counting, is come up with 6 breakfast ideas, 6 lunch ideas, and 6 dinner ideas, each within a realm of 800 calories, 800 to 900 calories. Then between that, then you have room for 3 200 calorie snacks during the day, and you know you've hit your minimum. But that way you don't even have to calorie count at all. You choose your breakfast, lunch, or dinner that you want every day. You've already set it. You know you're hitting the required amount if you have those 3 meals, and then allow your body to go into that extreme hunger phase. But that means you're not always sitting on MyFitnessPal. You know you're safe if you've had one of your set meals. Or if not, get a family member to help you create one. Go to a dietitian, go to a nutritionist. Don't go to someone that doesn't specialize with eating disorders, because they don't necessarily, again, understand that it's the minimum requirement, and that means you do, which means you do end up having to go above the thing. Okay, I know binges due to restriction are normal, but how do I prevent it from becoming BED? Right, my friends. I get so many people telling me, oh, but I'm scared of developing binge eating disorder. Binge eating disorder is a trigger word thrown around, and you need to be careful with trigger words and self-diagnosing something. Anytime it's a binge, you think it's binge eating disorder. No, it's not. What you actually get is extreme hunger. Extreme hunger and binges can be mixed up because you assume that if your body just needs to eat all the time, it's a binge. No, that isn't true. People will live in the state of binge eating disorder if you stay in that quasi-recovery state. So if you're constantly restricting throughout the day, if you're doing the Minnie Maud, but you're restricting the foods you eat during it, trying to do it clean, or you're eating till later on during the day, if you're living by that way, then yes, you are prone to binges. The only way to completely get rid of binges is by honoring your extreme hunger and going all in. Like I said, the second you start any form of restricting in your lifestyle, in your diet, that is when it becomes a binge. But if you live and honor the phase of extreme hunger, it's not a binge. It is not a binge. And as soon as your body stabilizes and doesn't feel deprived of a nutrient, of a food, it's not mentally deprived, all of those urges and cravings are gonna completely fall away. Next. Do the Minnie Maud guidelines apply to healthy weight people? We just went above that. By the way, healthy weight isn't necessarily, it doesn't mean anything. Every single human being has a different set point. You can't control your set point. People often say to me, how do I know if I'm weight restored? You can't predict where your set point weight is going to be. It just doesn't exist like that. Our bodies are all completely unique, and you need to find the point where you level out, which we're going to get into in just a minute. How long am I at time-wise? I don't want to kill you guys with a long video. Right, okay, now this is a question that can irritate me a few times because, guys, and I understand where it comes from. Every single one of you that messages me, DMs me on Instagram, come to me with numbers. You like literally come at me like stare down being like, I need to know numbers. These are my numbers. What do I do? How long am I going to have to be on the Minnie Maud for? How much exact weight am I going to gain? You say this is exactly how much I've gained. Exactly how much more will I gain? I'm like, guys, we're not freaking calculators. Like, this isn't iRobot or Terminator Salvation. You know what? I've only actually seen the old Arnold Schwarzenegger ones. Like, I ain't watched any of the new Terminators. I ramble a point. But basically, the Minnie Maud, if you go into the Minnie Maud in a quasi state, you'll be on it forever. You'll be in that quasi fluctuation state for the rest of your life, not healing and always wanting the binges. If you go into Minnie Maud and do it properly, as in you commit to the extreme hunger phase, I talk way too much with my hands. If you honor the extreme hunger phase, then what that means is you'll be on it for about 18 months is where people can usually stay just living. But yes, within the first week you will gain, it's normal to gain between 5 and 10 kilos, and it's so normal to gain up to 14 kilos within the first 2 weeks because it's complete fluid retention, and your fluid retention is going to bounce up and down for at least a few months. And again, it's at least 18 months is pretty much how long it's going to take for your body to reach that safety point or that stabilization point. That's just pretty much the adaptive phase period of the body. How long would it take your metabolism to get used to it? Once again, How sedentary should you be doing the Minnie Maud? It's summer and I feel like I'm on bed rest. Minimal effort, guys, minimal impact to the body, because the second you start stressing it with exercise or too much activity, then the cortisol builds up and your body never gets to that stage where it can use those calories to repair itself. So that is a big, big, big part of the Minnie Maud. Again, what if you're technically a healthy BMI? Is 1,800 calories enough to recover from anorexia?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
1,800 calories means you are still in your eating disorder, because that is a form of restricting, again, prone to binging. Any sort of restriction, it's so counterintuitive, guys. Live so your body can heal. What happens if you do it and after your body is fine, you can't stop eating so much? Your body will stabilize. We lose the ability to trust our body with our eating disorder. We feel like we have to force it into a calorie deficit or into exercise, or it's just gonna go out of control and we're gonna lose control of it. And our eating disorder is about this obsession with control, so that we just don't give our body any trust whatsoever, any autonomy. But the whole point is to do the scariest thing, the one thing we just don't want to do, and that's to trust our body. If you honor the process, you will not go into binges. Don't confuse extreme hunger with a binge. Again, it's a trigger word that shouldn't be used unless diagnosed by a clinical profession. And again, you'll find people on under 2,300 calories, or people ones restricting where they get their calories from, not intuitively eating, are the ones prone to those binges. Do I think the calorie guidelines make sense? Abso-freaking-lutely. Should you do it even if you're not underweight? Once again, you have to. It's the only way you'll get to that stabilization process. It's the only way you'll get to actually what recovered essentially is. So the thing that I really wanted to speak, my dog is snoring and it sounds terrible in the background. Jack, stop. He's still snoring. Okay, the question I get is about hair fall. Hair fall is the most common sign that your body has actually just accepted the Minnie Maud, and it usually happens within 3 months after accepting the Minnie Maud. So once you go into the restoration and refeeding process, 3 months later, you'll notice your hair starts falling out in buckets. Now, why this can be so tough for us is our bodies are changing, and we're coming from a place where we fought so hard to control our bodies and our weight. And when you feel like that is just slipping from the tips of your fingers, you don't feel beautiful anymore, anything like that. But guys, that hair fall is a delayed response to a stressful reaction. Now, what I'm saying is anything like hair fall from stress, it's from an event 3 months prior. That's how long it actually takes the follicle to die. So what your hair's actually falling out from is the stress of starvation. And it means the second the hair fall starts, you know it's starting in the recovery and healing process. Now, if your hair is falling out and you're still in your eating disorder, that is for the similar reason. It's so stressed from the starvation process. But people that hold on to their hair follicles and all of a sudden they start losing it 3 months in, again, it takes 3 months for your body to register that stressful delayed reaction. Guys, it just means healthier hair is gonna grow back, and it means your hair is gonna get thicker and shinier. That's how you can tell healthy hair from eating disordered hair. When you have been in your disorder and you're in that starvation process, either your hair will fall out a lot or it will get dry and brittle and it's gonna break a lot. Seriously, that was such a big thing for me. Even when I would have to blow dry my hair and straighten it all the time with serums, because it was always frizzy and it was just out of control. It never looked healthy. It was so brittle. When it did fall out, I cut it all off and I just let this healthier, shinier hair grow through, and I had to trust my body when my hair was falling out that it was gonna make me, that it was falling out so it could make me more beautiful. It would fall out so it could make me healthier, and that was a sign that your body is accepting the Minnie Maud. Okay, so common things from the Minnie Maud method as well, it's bloating, night sweats, so many freaking night sweats, rashes, acne, a a lot of stomach pain as well when you start with the food digestion. How to do it, I can do a completely different video on specific recipes on when your stomach is hurting, on how to actually deal with the not being able to physically fit in that volume at first. But again, when you start this type of process, you need to be with a professional to prevent refeeding syndrome, which can be a big one. You need to slowly progress into it. And a big thing as well is joint pain and saturated fats, unsaturated fats. People say it doesn't matter where you get the calories from. No, it does not. If you try and only get the calories from a cleaner source, then you're absolutely shooting yourself in the foot, because you're in that quasi state of recovery. You're still mentally depriving yourself. Again, you'll be living in that quasi state, that binge state, instead of actually truly accepting the extreme hunger, eating anything your body needs. Now, the only rule I would say is you should have at least 45% of your diet. Don't control numbers. You need to have a lot of fats in your diet. So when you go into starvation mode, it's like this little jacket coat. We'll call it a little warm jacket around every single nerve cell, called a myelin sheath, which is actually made out of fats. And what happens when you go into starvation, your body finds fats from anywhere you can get it. So it goes from the outside of the nerve cells, which is why you get the brain fog, the slower reaction, you get a lot of fatigue, and the big one is joint pain, because all the fats around these joints have been completely eaten away and eroded. So before your body can even process nerves properly, start producing hormones, get a signal up to the old brain, it needs the fat cells around it. It's like the little insulators that help it shoot up and down your nerves. That signaling is completely ruined in your disorder, and that is why you need an excess amount of fats to get to that point where it's like communicating properly. It's like the difference in having walkie-talkies from 60 years ago to being on like a phone call right now. Unless you're in a poor signal area, it doesn't count. And when you do start, you will have a lot of intolerances. Everyone is gonna have a plethora of intolerances. The second you restrict something from your diet, your body stops making like specific enzymes to digest that one food. So trust me, at the beginning of it, we have an intolerance to everything. Everything bloats us, everything makes us feel ill. It takes at least 4 months to build those enzymes back up. Anyway, I feel like this has been really long, so I'm gonna stop this video here. If you guys want a follow-up, if you have more questions, leave them down below, and I'm definitely gonna be getting back to you on that. As I get back from LA and I'm back home, I'm gonna be doing a Minnie Maud series for you guys, where I go through days of eating, showing you guys the Minnie Maud, how I specifically adapt my diet to it to make it easier to eat, to help with digestion, bloating, constipation, all of that really exciting stuff that makes us feel sexy. Anyway, I hope this video was informative or helpful, or at least you guys have some more of a clearer, deeper insight onto it. And if you did find this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below. Let me know videos you want to see. Watch my videos on gaining weight, on guilt during recovery. Suggest challenges you want to see me do down below. I absolutely love doing your challenges with you, or anything you guys throw at me, and I'm going to see you in my next video.